Good Sunday afternoon, Facebook and YouTube. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Hope you are having a good Sunday. You didn't get up late today, did you? We lost the hour, ladies and gentlemen. You know, all our technological devices, technology, excuse me, we all have those, and we all know that we don't really have to do anything. It does it for us. Unless in the car you have to change your clock, but outside of that, everything else it does it on its own. But we lost a doggone hour of sleep, and I guess we won't really know how it affects us until tomorrow. I'm good right now. I'm good. All is well in the Packers household. Again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good Sunday morning to you. We're gonna pop in and talk a little sports today, mostly NFL. As you can see, my backdrop. What you think? You like? I know I do. Looks pretty doggone good, wouldn't you say? I know, I know. I'm gonna have somebody probably jump in these comments and go in, but you better bring all your ammunition because we're gonna go back and forth again. I am Kendrick, the sports guy. I hope you're having a good Sunday more. What is it? March the 8th. Man, the spring is right around the corner, and let's just say I can't wait. Ready for a little bit warmer weather. So you know the drill. When you come in, let me know where you're watching from. Comment. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, share. Share this to your social media platform. Again, Kendrick Sports also on YouTube as well as on Facebook as well. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow them both on Facebook. Doesn't cost you a dime to subscribe on YouTube. Help your brother out. Also, you can follow me on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. I already did a live over there. I'm just live here on YouTube and Facebook, but it goes down in my chat over there. Man, it'd be a lot of people be giving me the business. But if you haven't, if you're on TikTok, if you're on that platform, make sure you follow me there, Kendrick Henderson 51. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969. But again, subscribe to the channel, Kendrick Sports, also as you see in the ticker, as well as TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Like and follow them both on Facebook. So how you doing out there? Make sure you comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I see a couple of people watching. I'm going to see if a couple of more people going to come in. Yeah, who we got in here? The GOAT, JC. Hey, how you doing? Good Sunday to you. Thanks for popping in, running across my channel. Make sure you click that like button, subscribe, also share if you don't mind. So that would definitely help your brother out. You're watching in the USA. That's good, man. Hope you're having a good Sunday to you. Again, thanks for popping in and checking me out. We're going to be talking to NFL. As you can see my backdrop. If you don't know, now you know. I'm a Packers fan. Wisconsin born, Texas raised, baby. 414, Brew City, all day, every day. And I must say that green and gold actually looks good as that backdrop. And I'm not tooting my own. Okay, I appreciate that, the GOAT, JC. Thanks for subbing. Appreciate the love. We can talk NFL, man, because guess what? The actual legal tampering period, it actually begins on tomorrow. What that means is teams can start talking to agents and players and getting contracts lined up. But the official starting day, the official league business, start of the league business for the new year for the NFL doesn't happen until Wednesday, March the 11th. But tomorrow is when teams and agents and players, they can all kind of make moves, already put contracts in place. But you know what? It's already some in place anyway. Yeah, I do like Green Bay, Cloud. As you can see, my backdrop. As I said just a minute ago, Wisconsin born, Texas raised, baby. 414, Brew City. But again, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about some of the things that have already transpired in the NFL when it comes to some of these trades and contracts that are in place, but players can't legally put their John Hancock on these new deals until Wednesday, March 11th. And so it's been a lot of stuff happening. Matter of fact, we got to start with the biggest one, The biggest trade that's already went down, again, it doesn't become official until March the 11th. That is, the Las Vegas Raiders traded five-time Pro Bowler defensive end Max Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens for a couple of first-round picks, one a first-round pick in 2026 and a first-round pick in 2027. The GOAT asked me what is my least favorite team. Oh, that's easy. I bet you can guess that. Obviously, you can see I'm a Packers fan. My least favorite team is them damn Chicago Bears. And I say that with all I say that with a straight face, and I am not stuttering. That is our biggest rival, division rival, and that is my least favorite team. Followed by the Detroit Lions, followed by the Minnesota Vikings. As you can see, there's a pattern there. All of my least favorite teams are my division rivals. So that's an easy one for me. There you have it. So that is what it is. So again, NFL free agency has opened. It opened. Obviously, these things, again, like I said, can't become official until Wednesday. But we all know that these teams and these players and all that, they talk. There's already what we call legal tampering going on officially prior to March to tomorrow, Monday. There's already been some deals and all that already have been put on paper. All they have to do is sign a John Hancock on Wednesday. Again, the Raiders did trade five-time Pro Bowler defensive end Max Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens for some first-round picks. The Raiders get a first-round pick in 2026 and a first-round pick in 2027. Crosby, who's only 28, he's had 4 double-digit sack seasons in his 7 years in the league. He had 10 sacks last year for the Raiders, who finished 3-14. They would eventually fire Pete Carroll. They now have a new head coach in Cliff Kubiak, who would be the new head man coming in for the Raiders. So again, the Raiders definitely they wasn't budging. They wanted 2 first-round draft picks. The Ravens were able to get them that. The Dallas Cowboys were also in play for the 5-time Pro Bowl defensive end, but they weren't willing to give up another first-round pick. The Cowboys, according to reports, were willing to give them a first and a second rounder, but they weren't giving them 2 first-round picks. Yeah, Detroit running back is gone. David Montgomery, that's right. He was traded to the Houston Texans. Who was that? James Nelson. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate the comment. That is, David Montgomery was traded to the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans also released running back Joe Mixon. We're going to talk about some of these players that are on the free agent list as well. So, again, that Max Crosby deal was the biggest deal thus far. We've had some other ones that went down over the weekend. And as you can see in your ticker, I list some of those. My Packers, we traded defensive tackle Colby Wooden to the Indianapolis Colts for linebacker Zaire Franklin. The reason that went down is because most likely we're going to lose Walker. Quay Walker is a free agent, and he's probably going to be in high demand. He led the Packers in tackles last season, and he's probably going to be looking at getting something around $15 million per year when it comes to a new free agent contract. So he's probably going to be getting that. The GOAT says his favorite college team is LSU because he's from Louisiana. That's what's up. I hear you. LSU Tiger in the house. So again, we traded for a linebacker because again, looks like we're gonna lose Quay Walker to free agency. The good thing about this trade for the Packers, Zaire Franklin, he has 2 years left on a 3-year, $31.26 million contract, but none of that rest of that money is guaranteed. He has no more guaranteed money on that deal, and his salary for this upcoming season is only $6.24 million. So it makes a lot of financial sense. I get it. Most likely Quay Walker, who I really kind of like. My brother from another mother, Will Walker, we were talking about Quay Walker, who by the go figure, no relation, we don't think. And he was like, yo, he like him, but he just he said if he got to think about something, then he's a liability. That's what my good brother Will, we were talking last night. So he probably say, you know what, adios amigo. I kind of like Quay Walker, but again, we most likely going to lose him in free agency, as well as Romeo Dobbs, who is a free agent as well. And we'll talk about some of the other free agent wide receivers and running backs that are out there. Speaking, staying with the Packers, agree, offensive line, Sean Ryan, offensive lineman, he agrees to 3-year, $33 million extension. Again, none of these can become official until Wednesday. As you know, our Packers were playing musical chairs with the offensive line this past season. Had so many people dinged up. Elston Jenkins is probably gone. Pretty much, he's probably going to be released, is what I've been reading. So we definitely need to get that offensive line fixed this season. But again, I don't know if giving Sean Ryan a 3-year, $33 million extension was the way to go. But, you know, we got to get some continuity and we got to get some healthy bodies up front to make that offense go a little bit better than it did this past season. Let's go to the LA Chargers. They agreed to a 1-year, $18 million deal with linebacker edge rusher Khalil Mack, who was banged up a little bit last year. He missed like 5 games, and the Chargers defense did take a step back when he was not in the lineup, but he will be back for another year. Khalil Mack still can play, but he's not as dominant as he used to be. He's got a couple of miles on the tires now. So there you go. Yeah, James, DJ Moore is gone too. They traded him to the Buffalo Bills. That is the Chicago Bears. The Bills were needing some wide receiver help, so the Bears traded him. They got some picks, I think, from the Bills. The Bears did, as well as the Bears. Their starting center, I believe his last name was Reitman. I can't remember, but he retired. But the Bears traded for Bradbury, center from the Patriots, to replace the one that the young guy that retired. Matter of fact, he was only 27 years old. That is the Chicago Bears starting center. So he retired. So that happened the last couple of days as well. Other news, again, we mentioned Chargers, Khalil Mack, 1-year, $18 million deal. The Eagles signing a big-time extension with their defensive tackle, Jordan Davis, who's straight out of Georgia. They're going to give him a 3-year, $78 million extension with $65 million of that guaranteed to keep that big nose tackle in place for that Eagles defense. So Jordan Davis is getting paid. He had a pretty solid year last year. The Eagles are keeping him in place. Staying in the NFC East, Dallas Cowboys place a second-round $5.76 million tender on their kicker, Brandon Aubrey. Now, he made some headlines a couple of days ago, according to NFL.com and some other sites, that he and his agent were looking for a deal around $10 million per season, which would have made him the highest paid kicker in NFL history. But the Cowboys placed that second-round $5.76 million tender on their All-Pro kicker yesterday. So what that means is they can still he and his agent can still look to move on, but the Cowboys have the right to match any offer that he gets, that is Brandon Aubrey. And if they decide to go with somewhere else, then the Cowboys will receive a second-round pick from that team. The team would have to compensate the Cowboys if Brandon Aubrey leaves them. But as of right now, Brandon Aubrey is the third highest paid kicker in the NFL, right behind Chiefs Harrison Butker and the Eagles' Jake Elliott. But check this out. Speaking of Brandon Aubrey, he has 6 career field goals of 60 yards or longer, and that is an NFL record. He's converted 88.2% of his field goals, 112 out of 127. He's 96.9% on PATs, point after touchdowns. He's only missed 4. He's 126 of 130 PATs attempted, and he's hit 35. He's hit 35 field goals, of 50-plus yards. He's made 35 field goals of 50-plus yards. That's almost 80. That's right at 80%. So basically, if you get this guy to the 50-yard line, if your offense can at least get to the 50-yard line, you got a good chance of getting 3 points if you got Brandon Aubrey. So, you know, the question I posed yesterday on TikTok was, is he worth $10 million? I always say that you're worth anything a company or business is willing to pay you. So I never try to question a person's worth. But I would say, as accurate as this dude is, and as big a leg as he got, yeah, he probably was worth around 10 million a year. But the Cowboys like giving him half of that, and if any team matches that and give him more, they got to compensate the Cowboys with a second round pick. So we're gonna see what happens with that again. All these deals cannot become official until Wednesday, March 11th. Sticking with some other deals, Bill's going to re-sign their center Connor McGovern, former Cowboy, 4 years, $52 million, according to reports. The Ravens are going to agree to a deal with their backup quarterback Tyler Huntley, 2 years, $11 million. And the Chargers signed another former Cowboy offensive lineman, center Tyler Biadasz, who was released by the Washington Commanders, signing him to a 3-year, $30 million deal, according to reports. Now, again, all these cannot become official, as I stated, until Wednesday, March 11th, when the new league season begins. So that is just some of the things going down in the NFL. Again, if you're watching me, make sure you comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Like, subscribe, and share this to all your social media platforms. Now, let's talk about some of the free agents that are available. That's been the talk too. Who are some of the names? Who's going to be where? What team needs who? It's a lot of names on this list, but we're going to sticking to the skill positions. We sticking to the wide receivers and the running backs. I think those are the ones that most people are most interested in. I just happened to look this morning. My good man James says, now that guy from Jacksonville kicked the 70-yard field preseason game, and he in reason season as well. Yeah, he's probably worth whatever he can get. But, as I read those numbers off of Brandon Aubrey, I don't know if he got that type of accuracy that Brandon Aubrey has. I think he got a strong leg. I think they can go strength for leg. But is he accurate? Is he consistent? Is he consistent making them over 60? Again, this dude, Brandon Aubrey, he set an NFL record. He's hit 6 from 60 yards or longer. That's impressive, man. Again, I said this just a minute ago. You worth whatever anyone's willing to pay you. So somebody may give Brandon Aubrey a little bit more money than that, than the $5.75 million the Cowboys have actually tendered to him. So here are some of the free agent wide receivers that are available. I was looking over the list this morning, and it's quite a few. That wide receiver position is always looked at as, you talk about, outside of quarterback, offensively, you talking about your wide receiver. You got to have some wide receivers now in the way this game is played, because the way these teams like to throw the ball up and down the field. But here are some of the names available as far as wide receiver free agency, and you're going to start seeing a lot more talk heat up in the next 24 to 36 hours. We got Alex Pierce, Wan'Dale Robinson, Mike Evans, longtime Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's going to test free agency. Got Tyreek Hill coming off that serious ACL and kneecap injury. He's a free agent. Deebo Samuel, Romeo Dobbs, my Packers guy. We most likely going to lose him. I hate that, but he's a free agent. Rashid Shaheed, Jawan Jennings, Stephon Diggs, who was released by the Patriots. He got a little baggage. I don't know if anybody going to take a chance. We're going to see. Keenan Allen, Jahan Dotson, Calvin Austin III, Marquise Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Darnell Mooney, Jalen Naylor. Again, I had said Stephon Diggs earlier, Noah Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Jalen Tolbert. So those are some of the big name free agent wide receivers that's gonna be looking to land somewhere else, or maybe re-sign with their teams. We don't know. I definitely think Tyreek Hill is probably going to be headed to KC to reunite with his former offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, who's coming back to KC as well. My guy James says Carolina Panthers need another wide receiver. Well, they out there. James, who's your team, by the way? Who you're a fan of? Yeah, 69 long. Yeah, who you a fan of? What your team needs? Let me know. Say it in the chat so we can chat a taste. I was kind of surprised Mike Evans won out Tampa Bay, but I think he's never you're a 49er fan. All right, that's what's up. And we're gonna talk about the salary cap too, because there's some teams that still got to get under that salary cap by Wednesday. But again, those some of the names that's available. I think the one is probably is going to get uh the most noise. I think that right now Alex Pierce looks like is the one that a lot of people are talking about, but it looks like he's going to stay. He's going to stay in Indianapolis. Don't know. The coach still got to figure out some salary cap situations for them as well. But we'll see. Now Rashid Shaheed is an interesting one because of his speed. I think that will the Seahawks try to keep him because they basically they decided not to even put the franchise tag on Kenneth Walker III. That is the Seahawks of the Super Bowl MVP. So I think Seahawks gonna have a decision to make between are they gonna really try to maybe sign Kenneth Walker III? And we're gonna talk about the running backs here in a minute, or are they cool with letting him walk? Because right now, his name is definitely the hottest name on the running backs list, and we're gonna get to that list of free agents here in a second. As far as the wide receivers, again, I think Romeo Doubs, my Packers, I would hate to lose him. He's not a lead receiver by any stretch of the imagination, but he's definitely a good number 2 slot guy. He was pivotal for Jordan Love this past season, coming up with big catches, especially after the Packers lost Tucker Kraft, who was having a hell of a year prior to him tearing his ACL. So Romeo Doubs is going to come in. He's probably going to get a nice little deal from somebody. I don't expect him to be back with my Packers. As far as the running back free agents that are available, again, I mentioned Kenneth Walker III, Super Bowl 60 MVP. Some people are linking him to possibly Kansas City. Some were even saying Houston. But Houston already traded for David Montgomery, so I don't see Kenneth Walker even going to the Texans. Travis Etienne is one of the top free agent running backs. Rico Dowdle, Carolina Panthers. Tyler Algier, Atlanta Falcons. Joe Mixon, who was released by the Texans. He had a mysterious injury that nobody really talked about, so we don't know how healthy he is. Anybody want to take a shot at him? J.K. Dobbins, Kenneth Gainwell, Aaron Jones, my guy, who was a Viking. He was a longtime Packers, one of my favorite. Will he come back to GB? We'd love to have you back, AJ. So we'll see. Because Emmanuel Wilson is a free agent. So we'd love to have Aaron Jones back in the fold if we can make that happen in Green Bay. Isaiah Pacheco is a free agent from the Chiefs. Brian Robinson Jr., Najee Harris, Kareem Hunt, Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, and again, as I just mentioned, Emmanuel Wilson. So those are some of the big name free agents that's going to be starting to try to make some deals come tomorrow. Again, tomorrow is the actual legal tampering period where agents and players can talk with teams and get some contracts in place. But again, the John Hancock can't go on them officially until Wednesday. Now, the salary cap is the biggest thing that a lot of these teams got to figure out what they're going to do. I actually went to overthecap.com this morning. These where I got these figures from just to see where these teams are, all 32 teams when it comes to the salary cap. Right now, the new salary cap for this new league season is $301.2 million. That is for each team. That is the salary cap. All teams have to be under that number by Wednesday, March the 11th. And there's some teams that's, again, they're going to have to wheel and deal and do some contract renegotiations, restructuring, backloading some money from here and there. It's going to be a whole lot of things that's going to have to happen to get some of these teams under that mandatory salary cap. James says, we think Kelsey going to retire, and some people say don't bring Tyreek Hill because of his off-field situations. I can see that, James. I can also see that people be staying away from Stephon Diggs because of his baggage off the field as well. Speaking of the Diggs, it's funny. I was just thought about that. Both Diggs brothers are unemployed right now. That is Stephon Diggs and Trevon Diggs. So my question that I posted I posed to those that was watching me on TikTok earlier. Which Diggs brother will get signed first? Which one you think will get signed first? I think it would be Trevon Diggs. actually, because I think a lot of these teams need more defensive back help, than probably wide receiver help, which I think you still need wide receivers. Don't get me wrong. I think the Houston Texans needs some wide receivers just because of some of the injuries they had. But so will Stephon Diggs get picked up? Probably, but it's probably it may be the last minute because again, I think some teams gonna be shying away from his off the field stuff he got going on. But we'll see what happens. But back to the salary cap situation. Again, all 32 teams have to be under 301.2 million by Wednesday. Now, here are the 3 teams. I looked at the list. These figures come from overthecap.com. I looked at the list, and these are the 3 teams as of Sunday, as of right now, that are over the cap. The Baltimore Ravens, the Detroit Lions, and the Minnesota Vikings. All 3 of those teams right now over the cap. The Ravens sit at $306 million. The Lions sit at $310 million, and the Vikings sit at $304 million. Now, the big thing is the Ravens are looking to restructure, or not restructure, actually to do an extension with Lamar Jackson. That's been the big talk of his deal the last couple of months. So they can free up some money. And according to some reports and some things I've been seeing, wherever way they try to do this extension, it would actually free up a little over $40 million for the Ravens cap if this restructuring happens. Now, again, that's going to be something between Lamar Jackson and his agent. I think his mother is his agent, if I'm not mistaken, and the Ravens management. So they still working on that. Nothing in place yet, but you best believe they got to get something done here in the next 48 hours so they can get under that cap by Wednesday. So we're going to keep our eye on that, definitely for sure, to see what the Ravens do with that Lamar Jackson contract situation. Now, here's the teams with the most cap space. That means as of today, this is the teams with the most money to sign their own players or to go out and sign free agents, as well as you got to remember, you got to have some money to sign some of your draft picks too, with the NFL draft upcoming in April, which I think the draft is being held. I think it's being held in Pittsburgh. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's where the draft is being held this year. But again, so remember, freeing up this money under the salary cap, it's because you got to have money to sign your own players. You got to be, if you want to sign free agents, and your draft picks. So that's 3 different things you got to deal with. So that's why you got to make sure you have enough money to sign your players. Now, the teams with the most cap space at this point, again, the LA Chargers, $95 million, the Tennessee Titans with $92 million, the Washington Commanders with $87 million, the Jets with $73 million, the Seahawks with $58 million, the Cardinals with $48 million, the Bengals with $47 million, the Steelers with $46 million, the Patriots with $43 million, the 49ers with $37 million, and that is the top 10 teams in the league with the most cap space. As you see, those were the 10 that I mentioned. So they're already under the cap. I'm sure they're going to probably be making some more moves to get more money under the cap as far as these 10 teams. Plus the other 22, they got to figure it out. It's some that's already under the cap, as just like these 10. I just didn't list them. I just listed the top 10 that I saw. Again, I got these figures from overthecap.com. I listed the top 10 with the most cap space at this moment. Again, the Cowboys already have done some restructuring to get, they're under the cap. They ain't got a lot of money to finagle with right now, but they've already restructured Dak Prescott to get under the cap. They are going to, according to reports, restructure wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, as well as their starting, I believe they got starting guard Tyler Smith. I believe they're going to restructure those 2 in the next coming days. So you gotta get that done to get under this cap, because it's a lot of money. Again, this cap figure, $301.2 million, that's the most salary cap space that this league has seen in its history. It's up $22 million from last year. That is the salary cap for the 32 teams. And the salary cap has been around for the NFL for a minute. I think the salary cap first came into play in 1993, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Jerry Jones, owner and general manager of the Dallas Cowboys, is the one that spearheaded this movement, I guess, to create some sort of parity. And if you look at it the way it's done as far as the NFL, it has created a little bit more parity having the salary cap. We all know that other sports, baseball to be exact, they have no salary cap. So they can spend as much money as they want on players. And we've seen the big market teams in professional baseball, i.e., the Yankees and the Dodgers, they get to spend a whole lot of money and get a whole lot of players because there's no cap on how much money they can spend to get the big name players in professional baseball, where it's not like that in the NFL. The NBA has somewhat of a salary cap, but again, they can maneuver and finagle that as well. So that's where we are today, NFL free agency. Some of the moves that has been happening over the weekend, and then again tomorrow, you're probably going to start seeing a whole lot more because that is the legal time. It's called the legal tampering period, is what they name it. But we all know they were tampering long before tomorrow. They've been tampering. It's been deals been made under the table probably since 2 weeks ago, probably a week or two after the Super Bowl. So that's just how it worked. Like I say, it's funny they want to call tomorrow the legal tampering period, but we all know that they had been tampering way before tomorrow. So there you have it. So again, I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. I just wanted to pop in, do a quick live on today, try out my new backdrop. If you watch this later, make sure you share this to your social media platforms as well. If you haven't already, make sure you like it, share it, subscribe. If you ain't speak, you in the bushes hiding, come on out them bushes. Let me know where you're watching from. I love the dialogue. We can chat in the comment section with your boy. I don't care if you're a Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit fan. I'm an NFL period. I'm an NFL guy. I'm an NBA guy too, but I'm probably more so NFL now. That's just the way it rolls. As you can see, I am a Packers fan, Wisconsin born, Texas raised. So again, I want to thank those that popped in and watched. A couple, I got a young man from Louisiana sub to my channel. Appreciate the love. Want to thank my good brother. There's that James Nelson, I believe, who's a 49ers fan. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you commenting. Hope you subscribe to the channel. And again, that channel is Kendrick Sports Social, as well as the other channel, TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Doesn't cost you a dime to subscribe. Make sure you share it. Go watch some of the content that's been posted as well. Make sure you follow them both. That is Kendrick Sports Social and TFG Sports Media on Facebook. If you're on that platform, you can also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969. And you can follow me on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson51. Make sure you do that, man. It goes down over there on TikTok. Man, it be on and popping in my live chat on TikTok. So if you're on that platform, make sure you go follow me there. My man, James Nelson, stay blessed and healthy and wonderful Sunday. Thank you, my man. Same to you. And hope you have a great week. So again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Don't make this be your last time if it was your first time. All right? You can catch me here. I don't have no schedule, man, because I work overnight. So I just pop in when I pop in. But I'm going to start trying to get a schedule, real talk. So if you subscribe, make sure you click that notification bell on YouTube to be alerted when new content, live streams, breaking news, all that stuff is coming your way right here on YouTube. Again, Kendrick Sports Social as well as TFG Sports Media. So you won't miss any content, any live stream or anything like that may be coming your way. So again, I'm Kendrick the Sports Guy. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Also, hope you have a great week. Be blessed, not stressed. We will see you on the other side and on the next live stream. I am out. Peace, love, and light. Deuces.